Alright, welcome to today's vlog. It's your boy Akin. We are in week 10 of the season. 10! The season's going by pretty fast. Just a couple of weeks left. Here are this week's key matchups to watch. We're going to begin with Hawaii playing in the famous blue turf against Boise State. Boise has to win big this week in order to move back up in the rankings. This game can determine the WAC championship. Hawaii has a pretty good team, leading the nation in passing, led by quarterback Bryant Muniz. The Broncos also have a great aerial display as well. Look for them to win big this week. Go for Boise. Next, we have Arizona playing at Stanford. Arizona quarterback Nick Foles is coming from a knee injury he suffered early in the year. The question that everybody should have in mind is, will Arizona's offense play well against the Cardinal D, who had a complete shutout last week against who held Washington last week to a complete shutout. Jake Locker threw for under 100 yards and threw 2 interceptions against the Cardinal D. I expect the same thing to happen against Arizona. I expect the Cardinals to win big. Now down in Baton Rouge, LSU is hosting number 6 Alabama. I'm going to go with Alabama on this one. Why? Because LSU have not developed a passing game this season. Both quarterbacks, Jarrett Lee and Jordan Jefferson, combined for a low 4 touchdowns passing. Ugh, what are they doing? They're just relying on their running game. So I'm going to go with Alabama in this one. I think they will win and keep their season alive to play for the national title. We're going to stay in the SEC in South Carolina, where Arkansas will play the Gamecocks. South Carolina is looking to stay on top of the SEC East to play for the SEC championship. This is an important game because if they lose, they will be tied with Florida, and their matchup with Florida will determine the SEC East champion. But I believe that Arkansas is going to win because Ryan Mallett's back, and he had a big game last week against Vanderbilt, throwing for over 400 yards. I think he's going to play just as well as he played last week and continue his great streak. I think that Arkansas should win. My upset pick of the week is Baylor over Oklahoma State. Baylor quarterback Robert Griffin III is obviously this year's comeback player of the year. After suffering a season-ending knee injury last season, he is having the best season yet, the best season of his career, running for 7 touchdowns and throwing for 20 touchdowns. Pretty good, especially coming from a knee injury. But I just have a gut feeling that Baylor will beat Oklahoma State, even though the game is at Oklahoma State, and the Cowboys do have Justin Blackmon back at receiver, who had a suspension last week due to a DUI. But I just have this gut feeling that Baylor's just going to win. They had a big win over Texas at Austin, and they beat Kansas State, who was ranked at the time. I think Baylor's the real deal and still keep their hopes for a Big 12 championship. Look for Baylor to win this one. This week's game of the week is number 3 TCU playing at Salt Lake City to face number 5 Utah. TCU coach Gary Patterson has a brilliant defensive mind. Even after losing 2 of his top players last season who went to the NFL, he still has composed one of the nation's best defense. I believe that TCU is going to win big at Utah and show the nation that they are the real deal and that they deserve the number 3 spot. I expect TCU to win big. Now, just before I end today's show, I would like to present one more game that we have to watch, a game that could show history in college football. Northwestern at Penn State. Why? Because Joe Paterno will win his 400th career win as a head coach. This is a big game for everybody. Why not win in front of your home crowd, in front of your most beloved fans? This is a big day for Joe Paterno tomorrow, Saturday. And I believe that they will win. Thank you for watching today's show. I'm Akin McCall. Be easy.